So this is Ziyuan, and did you know that you could have been wasting months and even years of your time doing things that don't matter? Well, because today we're gonna be talking about how can you find your passions. How exactly can you find your passions so that you don't have to waste time doing things that don't matter to you anymore? And that's what we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna be outlining a very simple process for you. This is something that you can use right now. I'll include more details later on. And this is something that you can do within 5 minutes. So hear me out. So the first thing that you want to do when you're finding your passion is you want to come up with a list of things that you have been doing. So how to come up with a list of things that you're doing? So what you can do is you can go back to the past week, last week. Everything that you have been doing, write it down. So let's say you have been taking guitar classes. You can write down this guitar class that you have been taking. Let's say you have been practicing some martial arts. You can write that down as well. Let's say you have been doing some reading on a subject that you have been particularly interested in the past few months. You can write that down as well. So on and so forth, right? So it's not just the big things that you think you should put them down, but there's also the small things, details that you think might not matter. So for example, commute from your home to work. Maybe right now people are not doing much commuting, but you get the idea. So write down everything that you have been doing for the past week. Right, that's the first step. The second step that you want to do when you take note of is that based on all these activities that you have written down, you want to evaluate them based on 3 criteria. The first criteria is interest. Second criteria is the time, and the third criteria is the money. So let me elaborate on what does each of these criteria mean. So for the first criteria, interest, it means based on the activities that you've written down, the first activity for each of these activities, would you want to spend more time on it? That's the question. Would you want to spend more time on it? So if it's 1, that means that this thing you want to remove from your life if possible. And if it's 10, that means you want to spend much more time on it. For the second criteria, time, what it means is that based on the current reality, how much time are you spending in comparison with all the other activities that you have been doing for the past week? Are you spending, 1 means that you are spending so little time that is negligible, and 10 means that you're spending a lot of time on it. And lastly, the third criteria, money. Again, this is based on the current reality. Based on the activities that you have on the past week, are you spending only a little bit of money on it as in comparison with the rest of the other activities, or are you spending a lot of money? So if you can look at this this passion scoring process, it is a combination of both emotional and logical. So these 2 things mixed together, I think would give you a fairly accurate sense of what your passions are all about. So what if you have come up with this passion score, and you ask me, hey Ziyuan, I'm still not very sure about what my passion is. Well, right now I'm just telling you to assure you that it's okay if you don't have a passion. So what you can still do is that you can still look at the past week, score everything that you have done in the past week, and come up with something that you're most passionate about and go for it. Right? So you don't need to have a passion. Just go for something that you're most passionate about. So what I've outlined here is a brief process of what you can do. Everything, so let me do a summary, okay? So first thing is you look at everything you have done in the past week, all the activities that you have done, rate them based on the 3 criteria and come up with an average, and that will be your passion score. Right? But I understand that this may not be very clear instructions for some, so I've actually written an article on purposeodyssey.com where you can check out in the description below, where you have the complete details, everything concrete, where the complete passion scoring system that you can use right now within 5 minutes, and you can find out exactly what your passions are.